Testing. Alright, I think we're good now. Yeah, the changes are good, but they're just lackluster. I would like them to seem to do more of it. The changes are announced on the today's blog. Dude, nothing dies. I would like to see Jagex not be so passive about this. Make some, you know, bigger changes. What would Heisenberg say? Throw some balls with the F word. What would Heisenberg indeed say? I should avoid Wake there because then I can Fang here, and I would have been able to do a partial Red X or whatever. Oh, it's so far. Tell me that wasn't like so clean right there. I didn't even lose that many ticks, if any. I misclicked there. The only changes was essentially squat, that is right. Ugh, whack. Always crawls over BP? No, you could look at the FAQ for why I'm using it, but I wouldn't recommend most people take the craws. BP is usually better for most people. This is like a really specific scenario where I'm choosing to take it, because it's a very high invo raid, and I'd rather chill. It's not too much of a time loss. But it's up to you. I would say most people, 95% of the player base, is going to want to use the blowpipe. I've just found one niche where I actually enjoy it. Like, when they release the cap, I'm probably going to take the blowpipe again, because it'll just be so much faster. The exploding monkey part is dope, but like, I'm not too pleased that the rest of the raid is still going to be boring. I've been waiting a long time for those changes, and to see like 2 questions pop up of things that were just like super popular Reddit things makes me think they don't really care about doing it themselves. That's a huge bummer. There's no creativeness in anything they suggested to make the raid more fun. They didn't talk about maybe changing some stats to create some more niches. And whenever I talk about stat changes, like making something weaker to slash or crush or whatever, at no point am I ever insisting that we make stab and fang worse than it is now. So worst case scenario, we get just a best case scenario, we get a better raid. Worst case scenario, no one wants to use it, and you have the same raid. It's a very low risk, in my opinion. I think stat changes are a very low risk way to introduce some niches to it, into this raid. Gear niches. Like if someone's like camping Nightmare, right, and they wanted to bring Inquisitor for Kephri, I think Crush Blue Karis should be meta. Maybe by like 10% over Fang. Not many people are gonna choose to bring it because Inquisitor, Blue Karis is a lot of stuff, right? But I'm not even gonna bother stabbing it right now. I'm not losing the ticks. Blue Karis? Yeah, it's the accuracy one. Yeah, blue carrots should just be BIS. Especially Crush over the Fang. It's something you get only from the raid. And you would have to put an extra slot, right? And then you could still bring the Fang. You know, like the Fang would be as good as it is right now. $300, yeah, but like it should be BIS for the whole, all indications, all raid level. Sorry. I think, well, Nick, I am saying that I think it should be better if you're gonna bother to put it on Crush and bring full Inquisitor. Maybe not in general. So if you're going out of your way to get a really, you know, full set of armor for the boss, I think it should be BIS by a good margin. I also wouldn't mind increasing the defense, not the defense, lowering the defense floor cap, whatever. Basically the defense reduction cap. From 20 to 30, so that Dragon Warhammer is actually like a very strong niche at this boss only. Like no one's gonna actually realistically bother to bring it for that reason, but I want there to be just a reward for people who have like a very weird set of gear to feel kind of rewarded for it. I think there should always be that kind of reward. Which is the kind of like the philosophy behind it. It's not about making it just BIS. You can make it unrealistic BIS, and then the people who have like that weird gear can feel happy that they have that gear. Which I think is fine. Like, you know. Like, I would never bring it, like a full Inquisitor for Kephri, you're out of your mind. But I want people who like have it and like they, let's say they like did a whole rebuild for Rosanis for some reason, then I want them to feel rewarded for like having the gear in one room. It's not a big ask, and they would still be really slow at the other rooms, but I think it's always good to reward people for having different gear. And then you have the BIS setup, which is this, right? Like, or something close to this, which is like bang for buck. Yeah, I know you're. But let's see. Is it worth VGSing Baba at raid level 400? Yeah, it's not too much better though. Void Waker is obviously more consistent, it can't miss. But it's up to you. Especially in teams, I would say VGS, because it's got a large HP pool. The blue carrots to receive a ToA specific buff. I don't personally like ToA specific buffs. I think they're kind of lazy. I think they just don't want to fiddle with the numbers for some reason. I'd rather they just make them BIS without having to do ToA specific buffs. Similar for like the Tbow. Tbow has a Chamber specific buff. I think it's kind of meh, but it's whatever. There are much other things that I can complain about. Like blue carrots having a ToA specific buff wouldn't be the worst. Honestly, it'd be better than what it is right now, which is just being bad. Post 300. I saw, was it your post, Nick? That people, if they uncap the baboons, all the noobs are just gonna explode because they're just gonna get destroyed. That's so true. They just called you condescending. I'm like, I mean, I guess, but he's not wrong though. That was so funny. Dude, I like explode when I leave the one ranger alone. I explode when they leave one ranger alone. You think I'm gonna survive like 2 melees, 2 rangers, and a mage on me? I'm gonna need blowpipe again. Let's say that. I'm gonna need blowpipe again. You wanna see bow room stall? I mean, I go out of my way to make it not stall, yeah. Yeah, Crawl's gonna have to go to the retirement home, man. If they uncap, oh boy. I'm gonna actually have to play the game. Like, I'm just probably gonna do what I'm doing now, which is kind of ignore the shamans a little bit, let them stack. So I obviously don't want a 3-minute room if like the new fast room is like 210, for example. Like, I'm not taking a 50-second loss, you're out of your mind, but... Good morning. When the changes go live, they still have to go through the polling phase. So at the current pace Jackie's is working on, we'll give it about 3 months before these very minor changes that I would expect in a hotfix to go out. So 4 months for a hotfix. 4 months for a hotfix, like level patch, you know. Yep. That's when I'm actually realistically expecting it. A year for the deposit box, and for monkeys to not stall again. Yes. That is what we've been waiting for, boys. All of that waiting for that. I think I'll get to 100 invocation ideas by the end of the year. And they won't even have shipped out one by then, so that'll be great. Like, I still feel like the very first one I posted, Greater Good, is literally an answer right away to the Baba conundrum, which is, it's not engaging, and 2, no one likes chip damage. Ah! Ow. I feel like that is like the perfect answer. You get a more engaging room, and you get less chip damage, and I did adrenaline. Smh. Dude. Since there's double trouble, yeah. Like, I want people to really think about invocation ideas, and honestly, I'm hoping I can get to 100, and then I can just make a very... Like, I'm gonna do a Reddit post when I get 100 purples, or actually not 100 purples, when I get to 1000 KC, and then I'll rant about the raid. But maybe by the time I get to 1000 KC, I don't know, I get burnt pretty fast. Maybe I'll have 100 invocation ideas too, and then I can rant at the same time. Oh, it'll be so beautiful. I can rant with 100 invocations and 1000 KC. The plans, oh, I guess you commented perfect timing. Probably move the goalpost over to 1000 kill count, so I can do a thing. 3 specs every time. Oh, that's painful. Or because I'm doing solos only. True. I don't want to do teams. Stubborn. I don't like people. I just came out from a work dinner. You're wondering why I'm wearing such a nice polo today. I like to be in control of my raid. When I die, I better know it's my fault. How's the grind been? Good. I would say good. I don't want to let down my teammates. True. Can't let anyone catch me maging Zebak in a team. What are these doggy fart changes? They're all good. It's just small. I want more. Like, none of the changes are bad. They're just so, like... What's the good word to put it? They're the most low-risk changes that they didn't even really advance. They made it so thralls don't troll you on Akka last phase, and they made it so that the volatiles will explode the room and they'll release the cap. Basically what everybody's been asking for like 9 months. They're so low risk. Like, I feel like they didn't put any thought behind them. They just took what they got 9 months ago and they were like, yeah, let's ship it. I have standards, yes. Just making some stat changes across the board to make like slash and crush or even like range a little bit more viable would make a huge difference for other players. The moronic statue, no, they're keeping that one in, unfortunately. The statue remains. With the cap removed though, I will probably have to bench the meme waiver. Dude, if they remove the statue, so many more people will be happy than the spawn cap change. I will literally go back to blowpipe. I'll just sit in the middle. I'll have such a good time. It's the next thing? Yeah, you wish, Chambers. Well, you don't like Mutadel hitting 100? It's not really 100, but you know what I mean? Oh, you don't think that's fun? How dare you? I swear they have some ego about feedback. I don't know what it is. Like, if you tell them, by the way, I don't think the raid is good in its current state, they'll just take it as pure offense, like super personally or something, and they will just shut you out. Because after the first like month, when people started to really look at the raid and was like, I don't think it's that great on a high level, they just stopped taking the feedback. I was like, oh, I guess it's it. They only want to hear from a noob, I guess, like a 1250 noob. You not Jad, literally, as I am about to. I think just take it into a bigger view than top 1%. I mean, I know I am like on that top 1%, but I'd rather they aim at least for like a lot of the changes, like just stat changes, I think would benefit like the top, like probably like 30%, if not half of the raiders, while not negatively affecting any of the raiders currently playing and are happy with it right now. And I think even on the level of from 200 to 300, you're starting to lose a lot of the cool invocations. So I think those could be better too. Like, I'm down to make, if they want me to actually try making noob friendly invocations, I'm down to give it a shot. I need to remove this idle notifier, it's so annoying. off for now. Honestly, I think the rate is great to 150. I don't have a problem with like 150 players. I just have a problem afterwards. Even just like minor stat changes, hot fixable, like a very hot fixable patch, I would be very happy with that. Just stat changes would be huge. Oh, they get his stats at 150. I'm pretty mad that that it is even remotely possible to get a good purple at 50 for entry mode. I know it's like astronomically rare, but out of principle, I don't like that kind of thing. I just think it shouldn't be allowed to have like, you know, like a entry motor get a staff, even though it's astronomically rare, because it's gonna happen to some like famous streamer or something eventually at some point, and it's gonna be like, well, that has invalidated the entire like journey or something, you know? Like, what if Autoblock got it and he was like learning at 50 invo? You know, I think it would be a big mood killer, even though it's astronomically rare, right? It would ruin the journey. And I think RuneScape's all about the journey. I don't care how rare. Fine, 150, I'll allow it. I'll allow Shadow 150. I don't want it at 50 though. I think that's dumb. It's like, it's the same for me, the same argument as the 2,500 brews that they had on Konar. But offline, 150 would be perfect. If it's not lit up, they shouldn't get it. That's how I see it. If it's not lit up on the invocation board, they shouldn't get it. I don't care. It's even misleading. I'm okay with it at 150. 150 would be perfectly fine. But 50, I think is dumb because you'll have like a level like 90 do it for the quest. Something with like, yeah, like 1100 stats or something small. Not really, maybe like 1300. 1400 is definitely overkill though. Because then you're changing, although I would be down for it, you'd be changing the core of RuneScape from being like a noob friendly game to like a very, very elitist kind of game. And like, I'm very elitist, but that even for me, that's too far. Because you're alienating too much of the player base at that point. There's a balance to be achieved, of course. I think that's going too far past. Like, whenever I make invocations ideas, I'm usually gearing it toward people around, I would say between 250 and 350, I think are like reasonable things that people can take. I try not to make invocations that are like 400 plus only. I want them to be taken by like someone getting better at expert, but not someone who's like doing 500s like this, you know, who peaked. In-game rate should not be root friendly. As a player, I agree. As someone who understands that game developers are just not going to make money that way, that's not going to happen. You're going to end up with a Lost Ark scenario where people are gatekeeping each other. A lot of these people aren't even that good because they're missing like max gear, and then the game's going to die. Even though as a player, I agree, like, getting better is the fun of the game. For me, some people don't give a shit. They don't give a flying hoot. They want to raid with the boys and play really bad and still somehow get paid. Well, I hit one skull. I was just trying to get to 111 HP. I hit it with the Sun Cares because it overheals past 99. It's not the truth. The only purples are from 50 to 150. No. So the way it works, Laurent, is that from 50 to 145, you are... What happens is if you roll a purple, if you actually roll a purple, right? it'll roll another like 1 in 100 or 1 in 50, something like chance like that. And if you pass that 1 in 50 or 1 in 100 or whatever, you now have a chance for that purple to be not a Fang. Or not a light bearer or whatever. Yeah, another 1 in 50, something like that. So yes, it's astronomically obscene. People are asking, oh, unless you really care about that meme drop. Yeah, I do. I do really care about that meme. That guy in particular, that got the shadow at like 50 KC. Can't say the F word. The heck, that guy. That's not right. That's not right. Nobody should get that. I don't care about the 150 if you got it. That guy in particular, that got it at 50 kill count. That guy, I don't like him. At least at 150. They're probably humiliated at that point, like when they do bad. A 50 KC just gets carried and they're like, oh, got it. Invo, yeah, sorry, not KC. Legit, nothing's highlighted yet, but you can still get it. Misleading, isn't it, right? Another reason they shouldn't have it. Like, I'm sure it's happened less than like 20 times. It's happened probably less than 20 times in OSR's history. No. Screw all 20 of those guys. There's probably someone that had it happen twice. Screw him again. No, they post all the time on Reddit when it happens. Like when like a 50 invo gets it. It's obviously a really meme drop that rarely happens. Why am I proccing so far away? It's not even the last bit yet. Staff is so common. It is pretty common. So where do you want to make this arbitrary line of loot? 150. Exactly when it's highlighted. Exactly when it's lit up on their own invocation board would be nice. I would not be opposed to 300 because then it's like a balance between what Velzen proposed. But I know it wouldn't make the general player base happy. And as someone who knows that they also need money to operate, 300 would not be appealing, because you are getting really close to that line of like gatekeeping. A lot of people won't want to. A lot of 300 raiders won't want to raid with 150ers, although they're almost playing the same raid. Like, you know. If 150 raid still not deserving? Well, it'd still be rare, right? But I think it should just remove like those the meme people doing like 50 raids, being allowed to get it. What's wrong with endgame content for endgame players? Nothing. The only thing is that you don't want to go too far in that end and only develop for endgame players. It's the only thing. I think if you like draw the line at like 500 or like 400, there's gonna be an elitist player that says it should only be 500. But select the best mage weapon. That's a little too far. On a gameplay principle, if this was a single player game only, yes. But this is unfortunately not a single player game that aims to go for like the Dark Souls like difficult route. As much as I would personally like it to be, it cannot be a sustainable business model. RuneScape was never initially advertised as a difficult game, and it'd be a poor decision financially to make it like that. Good night, Bossman. I think 150 is a good line. You know why? Because you also get people who are like not good at raiding. You get them to feel just like they are just barely good enough, and then you give them a little drop of hope, you know? Whereas like a 50 raider getting it, ugh, I'd be so mad. That's so overkill. On the other direction. I mean, I speak a little bit with a little bit of evil in my human psychology understanding. Ah. You gotta drip feed them. Oh my. Please remove the statue. Now. Don't mind the boomer switches. Bruh. Tonky. Tonky, tonky. I assume as Jagex what they really want is to get that perfect mid-level player addicted. And I think 150 gives them just enough hope. And 50, honestly, those people getting a shadow are probably more likely to quit the game because now they feel like they've done it all and there's no reason to get better. Maybe that's a super hot take, and I completely understand it. That's a super, super hot take. Bruh. I feel like we are rewarded pretty adequately for doing high level raids as of now. I just don't think it's fun. Tick timing to eat the Warden Obelisk. Tick Sun about 12 ticks after. You see the chat message. Wham wham, Reynolds is red Xing. Totally not doing some funny cycle that's not actually red Xing, but. The only reason I would say not expert is because, based on the numbers we currently have, I don't think most of the player base can do experts. I want the majority of the player base to be able to get a chance at the Shadow. I don't want that bare minimum player who hasn't even learned the raid to be able to get the Shadow. You can argue that at 150, have they really learned the raid? Fair enough, but, you know. $300 is too easy. I mean, it is, for me, boring easy, obviously. I'm doing 525s. But, you know, like, go on to, like, We to Raid solo tactics, and people are, like, having a Bofa, and they can't even do, like, a 200, and it's, like... You know, it's just... It's not what you can do, or what anyone in this chat can do. And most people in this chat can do 400s, I would say, probably. So we're obviously biased. But... If we had the audience that is like Elden Ring from software, I would agree, but we don't. We have people whose BIS skilling is, whose BIS most intensive thing they've ever done in their life is like 3-tick fishing. People who play RuneScape are like the casual player base that plays RuneScape is like absurdly bad. And you have to like have that to start. Where the heck I am? I bulwarked late there. I could have bulwarked and gotten 2 swarms on this side instead of chaining on this upper side there. I feel like I would be an excellent mobile game developer. I feel like I'm pretty evil and knowing what people want. in that regards. Yeah, you don't want to demotivate the player base. I don't get demotivated, but other people clearly. I have friends that I tried to drag them out to like 300s, and they got demotivated because they died like 3 times. And I just like, damn. And obviously, like real friends of mine, so I like make jabs at them. Like, I thought RuneScape was an easy game, which is what they assumed. Dude, I'm getting mauled. I'm 8 HP, please. Oy. Oh, a sigh of relief. Now, we have lived. Chanced? What do you think? I was 1 HP. Clearly not chanced. How do you get the radius markers for these red agiles? What NPC ID are they? How can I find out their NPC ID? I need this for my science. Not that one. Where's the cheat one? This one. How the heck do I get their NPC ID? I'm looking to unlock not the avatars, not the avatar state, but close. I am not the only dudes who get this ulti are the ones about the shadow at doing 500s. It do be like that. I'm extremely dry on my shadows, so I do emphasize, but you would think that only being able to get shadow at, let's say, 300, 400 would motivate them to get good, right? Here's the thing, that only motivates the players who are always looking to get better. There are so many players who just don't give a hoot about getting better at the game. They just want all the reward, minimal effort. And the goal of these players is basically to try to coax them into putting at least medium effort, because that's how you get them addicted to the game. If you have to tell them that they have to put in relatively high effort to what they're doing now, they're just gonna quit. Straight up, they're bad at the game. They'd rather just quit than you know, sink, let's say, 20 hours of getting good. If they want the getting good process to be like, let's say to them, they want it to feel like it's 5 hours, but you need to make it a 10-hour grind while making them think it's achievable in 5. Like, you know what I mean? That's the goal you want to go for. You want to, like, slowly as a game developer, like reel them in, you know? Like, you want to, like, tell them, like, yeah, it only takes you, like, 70 stats and, like, whatever to get in the raid. But realistically, you want it to to be like, you know, a little bit more than that, like 80-ish. And then you want the mechanics to be like, you know, not as easy as like Winter Todd, but you want it to be like, hopefully someone has to get as good as maybe like normal mode Todd. You walk the path, I run the path. I'll have you know. Instant gratification, of course. Hand over the dopamine. And the reason I know that this is how you kind of want it done is because, like, I've seen people quit over ToA because I've tried to bring them to 400s. Although they're equipped, I give them the gear, quite literally. They're just not ready for it, and they will demotivate. And it's sad because they're otherwise good players at other games that just haven't gotten eased in and gotten the addiction in yet. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's not a good... Maybe it's a bad idea for me to get them addicted to the game, but... Ever a point I got stuck in upping invocations in ToA? For a while at 470 because I wasn't running double trouble. I was kind of like telling myself a lot of copium that it was inefficient, which I still believe it is somewhat similar to the level of more Overlords on efficiency. But the thing is, at the time, I wasn't considering Keep Back being a simultaneous addition to double trouble. I was treating them as separate additions. So now that, for me, I found that Keep Back is easier with double trouble on, I think is a straight up efficient to have at this point. Because that's an extra 10 invoke. So that's when I was stuck, like, at like 470-ish to like low 500s. I wasn't taking double trouble. Because I also didn't want to take Keep Back, because Keep Back is kind of aids. But now that I take both, yeah, it is efficient. Like, I'll be honest, if you want to be a successful game developer, you need to have just enough morals to make the game, to not piss off your entire player base, but have just a lack of morals that you can milk the player base perfectly without pissing them off. Not many games can achieve that well. Not many games can achieve that very well. Oh, I was not looking. Boss is made to be butterflied? No. The boss was definitely not intended to be butterflied. It just happened to be that we discovered butterflying, and it is just how we do it. The boss has a lot of damage without it, but you can do 400s easily without butterflying. But to be honest, they probably didn't design the raid with 500s in mind. They just added the cosmetics after. TBH. Oh, I already committed the Fang spec, might as well. Like, they put a lot of actually effort to make, yeah, like to make the boss uncheesable. Yeah, I know you're talking about 500, but I'll be honest. Remember, 500 came out. 500s came out after ToA. ToA initially on release, no one was expected to do 500 for a while. They honestly designed it for like 350 max. And then after people started beating it, they're like, like reliably, they're like, you know, we could make them happier and let people go further. That's why they buffed like need help. What else did they buff? They changed deadly prayer. No, what was it called before? Silent prayers, and they made a deadly prayers, which is just free. That was just like plus 60 points right away, which is crazy. Oh, they made walk the path not omega aids. Walk the path used to be literally 2 times aids. Because a level 2 Zebak would fire like as fast as level 4 Zebak. And a level 4 Akka would make you count to 8. Imagine counting to 8. Holy. Count to 8. Alright guys, I gotta go back and forth. Do a spin around. I don't remember level 4 Zebak. It might have been level 4 was what we have now, but I do remember Akka, you have to count absurd amounts of time. And Kephri level 2, the bombs were like lightning speed. Holy schmoly. Level 1 Baba would instantly have fast boulders instead of level 2. I might be wrong on the Zebak one. Ah! I wasn't paying attention. Because I don't remember doing... I did do walk the path back when it was AIDS, but I don't remember doing level 4 Zebak. I highly doubt it was 1 tick. I think this is as fast as it goes for Zebak, but I do remember like you do have to count past 6 on Akka, if I'm not mistaken. And that was really not fun. Although I was I remember when I was doing walk the path back in the day, I was a filthy Z-cab enjoyer. I was a complete sinner. To be fair, the raid was like not even month-old. I was kind of bad at the game. Maybe not bad at the game, I was kind of bad at ToA. We'll let it slide. Bro, I don't want to eat the salt because I don't know what the timing is, but I should. The thing is, I don't want to keep track of it because it's gonna out of nowhere change while I'm doing the waves. Yeah. Oi. Was it? I want to play Vermintide now. Did I just get an off prey for 0 damage? I'll take it. I just realized I'm pretty sure I got off preyed. Oh, I think I lost a tick. Is it over? All over. Fine, I'm just gonna hit big. It won't matter. As a player, I would like it to be 400, but as someone who plays the game, and I know it wouldn't be healthy. Like you know, I enjoy difficult games, so I would like it to be 400, but I know that's a terrible idea for game health, because you got to keep the noobs entertained. Because I like motivation to get better, but I think Blood Torva is a good way to do it. Just untradeable cosmetics. Don't want actual gear behind it though. Even though it's BIS, you know. Yeah, 2 squares away is fine too. 1 or 2. Don't be on top though. On top doesn't work. Remember, it's fine to argue for your wants as a player. That's what feedback's for. But when you're talking, if you want real feedback that you want to give to a developer, you have to also think from a developer standpoint and the good old money inflow, right? Jagex wants people to keep playing the game, and making it 400 locked is going to make ToA less accessible. And obviously they're looking for a balance between accessible and keeping them addicted. And you want people to be addicted. It might make the player who is looking to get good addicted, trying to get to 400, but a lot of players aren't looking to get good because that's not the demographic they have settled on the game. Yeah, I click one skull. No, I don't do it as a safety net. I click one skull so I can overheal. So the Sun Partisan, when you kill anything, it'll give you some HP back, but it'll also overheal you past 99. And you see right now I'm 111 because I killed a skull. Yeah, it goes over 99. I don't disagree with the notion that, you know, good players should have some sort of reward to keep them playing for an extended period of time. But at the end of the day, the good players are a minority. That's just what it means to be good, right? So, and that standard's gonna keep increasing. Back then, we had people who can't do a fire cape. Now you get flamed if you don't have a fire cape. Now you get flamed if you don't have an infernal cape, etc., etc. Now you get flamed if you don't have a fang kit. Players will always get better, but the definition of good will always be a static minority, and it will never be a majority. Good players will never be the majority of a player base, because that goalpost of being good is going to keep moving. That's why we need to always make content that is geared toward those players that gets progressively more difficult. That being said, you still want to have a nice steady flow of new players, which is why I don't think 400 would be a good idea, or locking the staff, because it is not just an untradeable flex cosmetic. It is a real piece of gear that people want and actually affects their speed at raiding and stuff like that. And that drop of hope that they could theoretically get it is a very big motivator to keep those new players playing. And yes, you can argue that's what the 50 invocation 0.00001 chance is for. I think that just goes a little bit too far into that same principle though, allowing like a super noob to get it. Because I feel like at that point, you're defeating the purpose of keeping the noob addicted. You might actually burn them out because now all their goals have been ruined, their mid-game goals. Maybe they were going to kill, I don't know, Kraken with a trident, and now they have a shadow. Now they're like, huh, I don't know what else to do. Losing ticks. And if you're wondering where I'm getting that kind of thought process from, that too much dopamine can be a bad thing too, look at staking. People who've gotten rich off staking quit because they don't feel like it was worth their time to do anything else anymore. So then they stake again until they're at 0 and they quit. Obviously you can't stake anymore like legally, but like having that much dopamine is definitely not a good thing, because then they don't want to play anymore. They feel like they won at the game when they haven't. And you don't want a player to ever feel like they've ever won at the game ever. At least on a MMO like basis, you never want the player to feel like they've won. You want to always push them forward. I feel like I won already, so I wouldn't really feel like I want to play RuneScape other than streaming for you guys. Nothing. Nothing. Was that a 0 mistake, Gordon, though? Yeah. What the heck is this? Someone was interesting. Kind of looks like Akka's last phase. You know what I mean? This is what some people want Akka's last phase to be. Just orb. Remove bomb. Oh, enjoy her. 12:45. Been awake a long time. Do I want to do another one? Only done 2. I'll do another one. I'll try to fit in at least 3 per stream. I'm not even gonna bother with their Metafight remedy. Can't. I just don't care. I literally get it in the wrong order like 90% of the time. Why is Baba puzzle so fun? More about it. I love Baba puzzle. Am I serious? No, I hate the Baba puzzle. Out of your mind? Hell no, I hate the Baba puzzle. Monkey business. Yeah, I would probably get more money doing softcore, to be honest. I die more than I should for these runs. I'm just being very real with it. But just because it's more money doesn't mean I'm not gonna run hardcore for the dopamine anyway. Question? Let me see. Whatever push fast 525? Not in this current state. Oh my lord. Like, I could handle it. But it would make the raid probably just a little bit too difficult for me. 545 with quiet prayer. Quiet prayers. Probably not even. Probably not. I'm gonna guess no. Oh my god. I messed up the timing on it and I realized too slow. See, I could have just had no ego and prayed and kept praying melee, but as you know, my ego is insatiable. Now I'm dead. Anyway, so that's why you should run soft court. But there you go. But you know why I run hardcore? Because when I finally get to the end of the purple stream, end of the purple chest, I need the purple chance to be maximum so that I can have my, oh my god, why am I whipping all these guys out? I can have my viewers anxious that I will actually get anything. Like if I was doing 1% raids, no one would tune in, like, the heck? So obviously I'm gonna crank it up even though I'm dying. It's just how it is, you know? Not, also, I don't really care about dying anymore. What is your opinion on the proposed QL changes? Why do they suck? In and of they suck. The changes themselves don't suck. All of the changes I approve of. Let's start with that. I approve of all of the changes that they're making. I just happen to think the amount of changes they make are very small. I think for the amount of time we waited, we deserve better changes, more comprehensive changes than this. They don't address a lot of issues, they simply just patch up small issues that we've had with other rooms. That, in my opinion, don't change the high-level community's view of the raid, which is mechanically shallow, which a lot of people agree, I would say agree on. Not enough changes? Well, if they keep going with this route, which is just like low-risk changes, it doesn't really matter how many changes they make. Like, these are low-risk changes that don't change the feel of the raid. And I think that's a big issue. They want the raid to feel challenging, and it doesn't feel challenging, it just feels punishing. Like, punishing is obviously a method of making it challenging, but I don't think it's a method that makes people want to play it. Which is a huge issue, by the way. Massive issue. Like, you think I actually want to play this on my free time? You'd be out of your mind. Yeah, they obviously are not planning on doing any new communications. Which saddens me, because it's such a brilliant system. There's so much lost potential. And that's why I'm saying, like, the changes... The only way they could suck is just not any... They're not brave enough. I want them to be braver. Don't mind the old man switches. I'm just like reading chat and shooting. I guess is a record of not changing content. That is extremely true. If they change all the small monkeys and spawn large ones with massive HP, that'd be nice. You know what's an idea I entertained, but I haven't really thought of? I just want to point out that I haven't really thought about this a lot. I was wondering if in the statue in the middle, a monkey could spawn there and just be kind of like roosted up there. And if ignored, it just keeps spawning issues. Like you'll just keep having to do random stuff like repair roofs and shit, right? So players can like choose to actually attack it, or it'll just keep annoying the hell out of them. It won't like damage them. It'll just force you like do roofs like over and over if you don't attack it. So then it'll be at least. I wouldn't really mind something like that. If you just have like this, yeah, like a sack of HP, like monkey that just annoys you by spawning issues to do, and you're just like, bruh, stop. But I didn't put that much thought into it, so I don't know like how annoying that would actually be in practice. Like imagine you have to do fumes, and then you just left the monkey alone, and now you have to do like roofs like a billion times. What is this? Oh, vial. And it would just be like, you would have like, I would like to encourage teams, if possible. I feel like that would be a good way to encourage teams. Like your role is now just to handle the annoying ass monkey in the middle. But it's like relatively easy to do it, you know. Muted players, oh my, it'd be a nightmare. I also really want memeable clips. Like I think memeable clips are funny as hell. I'm gonna pray melee because my track record as of last raid, it wasn't so good. Come on, come on! Nope. Rock was not deep enough. I thought about it and I executed it, but the rock was not far up enough. Skill issue. What causes boulders to not disappear sometimes? That was like a mid-air boulder. That was why. Dude, imagine I actually pull that off like all the time when it happens. It'd be so nuts. How about boss monkey? I mean like Nilo? I would not be opposed. Nilo boss is fun. The mini Nilo boss is also fun. At least to me. Obviously it'd be a little bit different. Like I hate when people 3 people at least at 1 HP. Yeah. I wonder, it's too late because obviously the raid is already made and people know what it's like right now. But imagine they made us so you have to repair the statue in the middle occasionally, and only like one person had to do it. Imagine the chaos that would cause in a team, and people would actually have a purpose for the statue in the middle, and maybe they wouldn't complain. Maybe. I would give it at least a week before people say, by the way, the statue is making it impossible to hit a venom. But like if they had a small purpose to the statue like that, I wonder how many people would actually complain. Like the blissful ignorance, like kind of argument. Yep. I'm a walker. Don't mind the old man switch. I'm old. I'm molden. Dude, I would honestly love... I love memeing. So like I would not be opposed to the statue making it so if more than one people repair it, it destroys the whole team. Maybe as an optional invocation, because that sounds really AIDS for like griefers. But like, imagine the memes, I am the one repairing the pillars, repairing the statue in the middle, and then I forget to and I get flamed. Oh, or someone else does it and then they get flamed. How can you re-repair? It would say repaired. Oh, yeah, I think he's talking about lore. Probably will feel. Oh, it finally happened. The Meller 3-shot me. I knew it was gonna happen one day. I honestly knew it was gonna happen one day. I've been getting away with it for a while. That's probably why it's not sustainable to do it like that long term. Because occasionally, what is that, like the 20th raid? Maybe more, that was gonna happen to me. It obviously wouldn't be worth your time. But I needed to know when it would happen, because if that wasn't gonna happen for like 30 more raids, then it'd be worth it. I don't press flick both. Dude, I'm not that good at the game. I'm terrible. I should. I'm terrible. I just been getting away with not bothering. And honestly, I was kind of like wondering if I could keep getting away with it. If I could keep getting away with it, obviously I'm just gonna keep getting away with it. I think my time is over. It's funny because I did hit my dins on it too, so it's like what's it called? It is like efficient because I've saved probably like 30 seconds to a minute. I think I've done like 20 raids with it so far. My dins hit big on that run too. Oh my god, I've lost my mind. How does Din's how double? Wait. You mean like does how does Din's 2 hits? It hits once on the target that you pick. So if you pick Kephri, it'll hit twice on Kephri. It's just the target that you pick. Everything else gets 1 hit only. If it only hits once on Kephri, that might be a bug. TPH. Ow. Which I wouldn't be surprised about, by the way, because it's yikes. You're supposed to hit twice. First hit plant was a staff? No, it's still double hits on the melee. It's supposed to double hit. It also doesn't double hit on the core on P2 Warden, which I found out, unfortunately. Yeah. If it double hit on you know, the one of the original reasons I brought Dins, I wanted to see if I could one-shot the skulls, like all of them at once. And then I also scienced it out because of the double hit, and it does it on the same hit splat. I needed to know if I could hit a 48-48 on the core. That would have been insane technology. It worked like that, but it doesn't. This is a no fun zone allowed by Yagix. So that's like my original reason I ever brought Dins. The eggs just turned out to be like a galaxy brain thing. And Dins Kephri, yeah. I absolutely can. Now that I've died doing that method, I'm probably gonna shelve it for a little bit until I can find a... Oh my god. I forgot to do a diag. Like, you're supposed to do a diag step under. When he hasn't thrown rocks yet. I forgot. Maybe that was a bad decision. That was probably a bad decision to avoid Waker there. But maybe we'll be fine. Like that. You're supposed to do diagonals like that. One more mallet. Yes. Now look. We could do the cycle again. That was a good vote. Drop that monkey. Now, I really shouldn't, but... Death by Sark? I'm asking for it, yeah. I'm just gonna hold my spec at the end, I guess. It's not that bad of a compromise. Ah, oh, same tick. Alright, alright, alright. I'll use the sun. I've been just consuming restore. I know only thinks level 4 Zebak is harder than level 6 Akka. Harder, yes, but more aids, maybe not. I'm gonna give level 6... I'm gonna give the level 6 Akka way more, like, aids, because, like, you fail so many DPS checks the more Akka goes up. And, like, dodging means you have to, like, deal with, like, keep back more often, potentially. because it might like switch. Because you can't always plan for like a dodge during an easy butterfly while losing like a billion ticks. So I personally would rather have like a juiced Zebak. But in terms of hardness, like, hey yo. But anyway, in terms of like difficulty, then yeah, I would say Zebak's harder. But I'd any day take Zebak than Akka personally, like a juiced Zebak than Akka, because it's just more HP if you're like playing well. Whereas like Akka, the more HP means you're failing more often. I think I have a compromise to my strategy. Now this is going to be 100% slower than swarming, but I don't care. Go like this. Now that we know the Din strat has cooked, and I can just die anytime, we're gonna find out a strat that is consistent enough that I don't die. I'm not gonna Din's Kephri right away when it does its first eggs though. I'm gonna save it for Overlords, but afterwards I'll definitely start using it on Kephri and we'll see if it double hits. I'm pretty sure it double hits, but I don't know, maybe it doesn't. I've never actually checked now that you think about it. That's an interesting way to pull him out of the cage, step under, but that's probably not a good idea. Alright, we'll start using it on eggs now. We'll see if it double hits on Kephri. This is basically just like the other strategy. It says mildly faster if you can Din's both. You're right, only hits Kephri once. Disappointing. I wonder. Is it because he's too big? I wonder if he's like too big to hit twice. Maybe it's just Jack X spaghetti code. I don't think that Din's I adjusted right there was very efficient, because I could have had it for the melee and the major. But it's okay. I'm gonna get ranged because of that? Oh, never punished, let's go. it hits twice, that's OP. It wouldn't be a good open though, but because it's still worse than Void Waker with 2 hits. Surprisingly. But I can guarantee you that it does indeed hit twice on the Meller, and it normally does double hits, which is on the wiki. Why it doesn't? Heck if I know. Well, the problem with it hitting 40/40s is that the accuracy on Kephri is not that great. On the Overlords it's decent, but on Kephri itself it's not that great. I think the DPS is like 7 something, so it'd be at most 15. Void Waker is if I'm not mistaken, Void Waker is about 20 DPS per second. 20 DPS spec. I was a huge Dins enjoyer when Nightmare came out. It was so OP at Nightmare, like regular Team Nightmare before Phosani's was a thing. Someone would get husked and you just Dins Nightmare and the whole room just explodes. It was so good. 'Cause that's when you can have like, you know, it's like 2 husks per person almost. Yeah, 2x Kephri and 5x would be very OP. It's unfortunately just 1x Kephri and 5x. I'm trying to get the science behind hitting the agiles too, but I don't know the NPC IDs. What was ours NPC IDs? I should look it up. We have Agile Swarm in here. No. How do you find the NPC IDs? I want to find NPC IDs for Agile Swarm. Because if I can get it for Agile Swarm and I can hit the Dins with it too, I know one singular spot where you can hit Agile Swarms with the Dins. But if I can find out all of them and find out how to efficiently hit Agile Swarms with the Dins, that would be legit. Possibly 9 targets with Dins, because you would hit 5 eggs and hopefully like 4 swarms would be ideal. Or I guess it would be Kephri, 5 eggs, and 3 swarms, right? It's a plugin called Identifier and better NPC. Yeah, I know how to put it into a better NPC once I get it. Or wait, maybe what you're saying is I can a debug option too. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try NPC ID and then I'm gonna go to a test Kephri and find out what the ID for Agile is. Also should probably take it off walk. My left click option on walk, put it back to attack. Because I do want to like get the agiles to about 3 to 4, Dins 5 eggs and hit the agiles, and I'm gonna fail this DPS check. And that would be so juicy for Dins point farming. You didn't see that? That was absolutely terrible gameplay right there. I missed a Void Waker, and then I missed a hit. That invalidated the whole point of me practicing that, but it's okay. Sometimes you just play bad. Yeah, he wasn't even in the quadrant. I'm a boomer, okay? I'm not. But I'm old. Brain didn't catch up to what I was thinking. Or the hands didn't catch up to what the brain was thinking. Please teleport, I'm gonna fail this DPS check. All over. Oh. Bro, I'm so bad. Skill issue. I was just stalling my DPS so that I can free hit here. Yeah, sure. And now I make my way to the opposite travel tile. Wait, what do you mean? Opposite travel tile? Do you mean like the upper tile? So like when you're butterflying, you attack on 2 tiles, you go on the upper one instead of like the middle? Is that what you're saying? That sounds smart. Like the non-attack tile? The non-attack tile? I mean like, oh, I need to join a party, hold on. I think I know what you're talking about. But let me ping it after this kill. I think I know what you're saying. That sounds like a good idea. You mean like these tiles? Or these tiles? Very humble. How dare you try to leave? Opposite side, not adjacent. Okay, I think I know what you mean. Oh my god. Where's the humble button? Ah, the no ego button. The sun. Opposite side? Okay, so basically half a BF. Half a butterfly? Yeah, I think I know what you mean. You mean like right here, right? Comes in all the way? Or do you mean like here? Oh, those claw specking? Oh, they do it from like here, right? And then they go like there. Something like that. That's what I saw Mo Goat Kirby do on his 300. Opposite? Like toward the middle-ish? Away from center. I do not comprehend. I don't know why it's so hard to explain over text. I literally just need to know what you're talking about. Oh well. It's doomed. I'll never be able to comprehend. I wish Zebak's highest offensive was magic so I can trade it. Why didn't he be? This is based on the southwest true tile. So you just want me to be like further in is what you're saying? Further in the center slightly, just by a tad, sounds like. Which just makes sense because I'm not bringing him all the way in. Okay, I think that makes sense. Just be more in. Be closer to the center. That was annoying as hell. You know, excited for the majoring. That is the only thing I'm excited for on Desert Treasure 2 rewards. And the Blood Torva. Blood Torva is gonna be nice to go for. Do we still need to pull that? Or are they just gonna do it? Because the thing's coming out in 8 days, right? I hope we don't need to pull that. I hope some like salty Bandos haver doesn't say no. Give me my Blood Torva. Dude, the mage ring will in fact justify my mage Zebak. Only gonna be slightly worse, but you're gonna need the ring anyway, right? You're gonna need the ring. Because you're gonna want it for Akka. Warden. The question is if we would be using Berserker ring. Lightbearer. My guess is probably not. Because you want the Lightbearer for DDS. And / or Voidwaker. Berserker ring doesn't help too much on Fang DPS, unfortunately. But maybe I should do the math. Let's see. Like for sure the mage ring, but I don't know about the melee ring. I guess you could have a B ring and like a Grazi or P2. It's not 3 more damage, I think, with Fang, because you know how it has like a minimum and a max roll. I think it's +2, but then again, I just realized that also means your minimum hit might be +1. I think I could have died there. Did I mistime that? You know what? Probably is worth it. Because your minimum hit will go up +1, right? And then your max hit will go up +2? Because that's how that works. No, I meant like with the Fang. Because I think with B ring it only goes up +1, right? Oh, even with Fang? No, Fang doesn't use 100% strength on its max roll. In general, I know like Scythe is like +3. On salts, should check with non-salts. Just hand over the Overlords. Overloads. Jagex, we all want him. They're overpowered. To hand him over. I mean, if it comes down to it, we could always do a... Man, that was kind of good DPS. If it comes down to it, we could do Rapier with Altar Ring. Like, you can still get the 3 down that way. It'd be a slow 3 down. But then how am I gonna point farm? It's because Tbow doesn't have the special scaling in ToA. No special scaling. The Shadow has +4 multiplier. Sorry, ×4 multiplier. Which is insane. Maths. That noise, was that like the idle notifier? What was that Windows sound? My hack client is on. I don't know what the Windows sound came from. Must have been my cheat client. I'm on block. Yeah, and it nulls it going into enrage. But I think I thought I was already in enraged, so maybe that was what it was. I swear I was already in enraged. Thank you, Dim. Appreciate you tuning in. Have you considered raiding yourself? I'm sure you have and realized it's much easier to watch someone else raid. Because no one likes this raid. The fact that you bring in Dins and teams, A+. All that Kephri MVP. Just got your fan kit and sets 52 experts in the past week. Hey, congrats. Congrats on the fan kit. Your squiggly sword. No purples. Honestly, expected. You thinking mage and melee ring? I'm down to try it out too. Just bank the light bearer once more. Thank you, future self. I will be sure to get a purple. Surely no 3 times 17%, right? That's where you're wrong. Well, I could say wrong like the SpongeBob announcer. Wrong. Running another one after this, only if it's back to back. And it has to be real purple. So that would mean Lightbearer and Eldonist Ward won't count. Otherwise, I'll count it. Lightbearer is only 2 more Voidwaker specs. That could be 2 more Din specs in teams, just saying. The Din spec is probably more valuable for MVP sniping, but for solos I would assume 5 minutes. How many hits is that? 5 minutes. $50 hits is 150 seconds. Well, it's not exactly 3 more damage every hit. Technically, it's 1.5 because you gotta average it out, unfortunately. But 1.5 is still 75. That's still 75 damage over 50 hits. 50 hits is 150 seconds. 50 seconds, 2.5 minutes. 25, 150. Yeah, that would be worth. The Altar Ring would be worth then. By about 1 Voidwaker spec worth extra. Because 2 Voidwaker specs is 100 damage, roughly. So yeah, it would be it'd be 75. That's how averages work, unfortunately. Because it's +3, you're not always gonna hit that. It's not always just a flat +3. It's a flat plus 1.5 average in that case. It is unfortunately not a flat +3. I don't think it is at least. Or maybe I'm doing the math wrong. Hold on. What's the accuracy on Kephri, by the way? Oh wait, no, I think I was calculating with 50% accuracy. What is the accuracy on Kephri? 80%? It's still not +3, but 1.5 does sound low. Because you have to use accuracy in your calculation. I think you have 80% accuracy, right? At Kephri? Because you have to count for the zeros too. Let's see what accuracy we have at Kephri right now. Try. I was thinking about 50% accuracy, but I just remembered there's no way Fang has 50% accuracy only. A Smutin's Fang, Full Torva. Boom, boom, boom. Well, you don't want to just include, what's it called? DPS, right? You want to include stats we have on Kephri? I'll have the indication set to 0 here. 76% accuracy on. You look at the time to kill for let's say you swarm. What is that, like 1200 HP in 525? Or 2 phases, and then oh, you gotta do 1 more phase. Not 1600 HP phase. 7.12. Time to kill with Berserker Ring right now. 226 to 217. That's very small, unfortunately. I wonder. If I do walk the path, what order would you recommend? Baba, Kef, Zebak, Akka? Baba, Kephri, Akka, Zebak would be ideal. You would fail less DPS skips that way. But if you're doing it to like avoid a level 4 Zebak, that's fine too. It's not that much worse. But yeah, you have to include, unfortunately, you have to include accuracy in your per hits, because if your accuracy is really low, then it destroys the value of the altar ring. But accuracy, it's at Kephri is about 76%. So you would just do 76% times the +3. That's it. 0.76 times 3. You get 2.28 per extra hit. 2 Void Wakers. If it's a 5-minute Kephri, and let's say you're just hitting for like 4 minutes and like 50 seconds of it, which is 290 seconds. By 3 times 2. Anything I had? 220. Yeah, it'd be worth it. It'd be worth it for the altar. Not accounting for like small overkill loss, but. Would you recommend both for just bringing in a ranging pot? I recommend you get your range level up. Just go train it a bit. You could train it in ToA, but it might not be too efficient. Amethyst starts to use Dragon Darts. SMH. You should train your range level and use Dragon Darts. Use both. Dragon Darts are really cheap right now. They cost you like nothing. +3 damage per hit. It depends how long. 2 Void Wakers is 100 damage. This, if I'm doing my math right, if it's, you should have about 220 damage from using the altar ring versus using the light bearer. Not plus 220. You have plus 120 damage using the altar over the Void Waker. Still not worth it for Dins, because Dins farming is too OP, but. The accuracy wouldn't matter since it's applied for your normal Fang. No ring 2. That it matters for either way, because if you have, let's say, 20% accuracy versus 100% accuracy, your +3 has so much less value than it does when you're hitting all the time. Every time you're missing, you basically get no value out of it at all, compared to like always getting +3 and 100%. I mean, I'm gonna test it obviously, but I'm gonna assume that it's what's it called? It's not gonna be just +3 every time. Like my 0s aren't just gonna become +3, and my 12s aren't just gonna become +3. My 12s are still gonna be like 13s or whatever the minimum hit of the Fang is. I'm pretty sure it's not 12. But why? Meaning, like, why does accuracy affect your DPS like that? This is how the strike bonus works. Like, you can hit 100, right? Let's say you go from, might be a better way. You still miss same offering. Because we're just comparing I mean, obviously you're gonna miss off the rings, yeah, but that's just maps. Like, those would cancel out. No. Like, you're gonna miss on both, but like, +3 is not just gonna be +3 every single hit, you know? A plus, like a 28 cents is gonna become a 31 magically, you know? You can still roll 29, and then like instead of rolling 58, that's not gonna become a 61 or anything like that. Like, you can max 61, but you're not gonna always roll 61. Because your range also increases. But anyway, if you miss, it ruins it anyway. Fs. Accuracy matters. Accuracy matters a lot. When you're doing your strength calcs. It would be 31 ring, but if you miss, and you're getting less value. Then the thing is, when you miss with light bear, you're still getting the value of the thing, right? But if you're missing with the B ring, for that one hit specifically, you wouldn't get the +3, so you're getting slightly less. If you're getting 100% value, like 100% accuracy, that is, on the bang, then the +3 would be +3, but you're not 100% accuracy. Yeah, but the thing is, look, the way you're saying it would be, rolling a 0 with the new Ultra Ring would be a +3 if you did your math that way. Your 0 doesn't become a 3. Your 0 is simply... It doesn't get cancelled out either. Like, a 0 doesn't become a 3. That's the biggest problem. It's that, yeah, 28... I guess 28 would be 31, but then when you hit a 0, you're still getting a 0. Just because accuracy goes straight to 0 in this game. It doesn't give you, any kind of variance like that. The more Fang hits you get, I mean, it's not just the amount of Fang hits, it's the amount of successful Fang hits too. Because this math isn't technically right, because let me see if I did it right. If, let's say you have a 5-minute Kephri, 5 minutes is 300 seconds. If we account for some dung, you're probably going to be hitting for about 290 of those seconds. And then if we account for accuracy, you're going to hit 76% of the time. You have to times it by 0.76 right away. That gives you 220 seconds that you're actually hitting Kephri and actually not rolling a 0. And then you can times it by the... What's it called? By your additional... What's it called? 20 seconds. Then you divide by 2, right? Divide by 3, which is how many times you Fang hit. 73 Fang hits. Then you can do it by 3, which is 220.4. Yeah, I did the math correctly. Basically, I'm like, how many Fang hits are you going to get on the boss? I'm guessing about 73 Fang hits. So if it's +3 to be, yeah, like successful Fang hit ticks, which would be 2. So you get 73 successful Fang hits, times that by 3, which would be 20.4. That seems about right. That does seem about right. Not accounting for overkill and all that stuff. Yeah, that's about 220. Versus Voidwaker. Voidwaker also takes time, remember? But... So it might not be... It's probably not... It's not 73 Fang hits, it's probably like 68-ish? 69-ish? So you get ever so slightly less. But you're probably still getting about an extra 2 Voidwakers worth of damage using the Ultra Ring. And not. I don't know. You also have to test it because you might like barely miss a Voidwaker, which kind of ruins it slightly, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Remember your first week of raiding to how quickly you get to 300? I got to 300 in like a week or less. No. Maybe like day 5 I was doing 300. I think by day 5 I was doing 300. I was still doing like low 200s with my friends. I think by day 5 I was doing 300. Maybe we were doing day 1 300, so. And the guides weren't out. We just winged it. NPC thingy. NPC ID. Let's just do this. I think this is the fastest way to get the thing to spawn. I'm not gonna do any more rage for today, I'm just doing a quick thing. Better NPC. No, not better NPC, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for radius markers. Bruh. I think I clicked too quickly. Max range 5, 0. Blah, 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 blah. This doesn't matter. Better NPC, better for this. Radius. I don't have radius today. I don't think they have radius. $11,727. Yes. Unfortunately, this is so annoyingly visually obstructive. Oh my lordy. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, is because I want to know exactly what the range is for Dins. You can hit 5 away from you. So this would hit that. Like if I didn't, I would hit that. But I wouldn't hit this guy. They have more range than 5, but my range is only 5. It's set up nicely. Rename Agile Swarms. Set it to raid mode? No, I'm good. I'm good. And that is literally what I'm asking for. It's just so annoying, like visually, and that is so much work. I'll just have to enable it when I want it. When I want a point farm. Alright guys. Did I take off the walk here, left click on them? No, I'll do that next time. I forgot to. I don't even know why I have it on walk here, because every time I'm like wanting to swarm, I just shift click anyway to move as a habit. There's no reason to have it on left click walk anyway. I'll fix it next time, it's fine. Good night guys, thank you for tuning in. We will do some more raids tomorrow. I actually don't have work tomorrow, so I'll probably be on from 1 to 3 p.m. EST. And then probably again later tonight. Thank you guys.